Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to part 4 of my mod spotlight on Intangible. This mod is huge, as you can probably already tell by the fact that it is a 4-part mod spotlight. I think I'll be able to cover everything that's remaining in the mod within the spotlight, and that is the deity system. The deity system is pretty cool. It's pretty much like the top tier end game content. One of the things I'll warn you guys about, the deity system is not fully implemented yet. All the concepts and components are there, but not all the combinations and all the different features that are going to be available are fully implemented yet. And you'll understand what that means as we start proceeding through and seeing what deities are and how they work. So, our job today, learn about deities. Who are they? What do they do? What happens? We will learn how to fabricate deities, basically create like mystical creatures. We can worship them. We can become priests to them. We can even get a magical rod that has special abilities based on the type of deity that we fabricate. And then we can even summon through negative or positive effects the avatar of such deities and fight them, which is almost like a boss fight, and that's how we'll attain noble souls. So that is the 7th type of soul. And then we'll talk about doomed souls, which are the 8th type of soul. And then, we'll probably talk a little bit about the pantheon and the deity hammer and that kind of stuff that's listed here. And there's a couple other cool gadgets to check out, like the soul wrench and a couple other things. But for the most part, deities today. So let's get started. All right, guys, let's first talk about deities. So deities are basically magical creatures that exist in the world. They're basically tied to a dimension. So there's a specific set of deities that will affect the overworld, another specific set of deities that can affect the nether, and, there on out, if you have a mod that adds other dimensions, they will basically affect the current world. They have different approaches to them. They have different abilities. They have different ways they can be worshipped, and we're going to be looking at them. So I think the first step would be to fabricate deities. This is how you basically create a deity in the world. In order to do so, you're going to need a good number of souls. You're going to need some benign, malleable, and wise souls that do the work. And then you're going to also need one of each of the 5 basic soul types. So benign, immutable, predatory, unhinged, and malleable, wise. 6, right? Right? Yeah, 6. To pretty much make the deity. From there, you're going to need to build a multi-block structure that will define the deity and all their traits, okay? And this is actually a lot easier than it sounds. So if it seems overwhelming, trust me, it's not. It's really pretty easy. Every time I look at something in this mod, I'm like, wow, that seems overwhelming. And then I go do it, and I'm like, that really wasn't bad at all. That was pretty easy. So let's look at the fabrication structure, okay? It's a 9x9, which I love, structure that's also 9 blocks tall. The first 8 blocks are just pillars of benign stone. And then on the 8th level, you build this kind of square with a plus pattern inside. And so there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th level has the pattern, and the 9th level has some plinths. And in the center is a deity fabricator, which is also a multi-block structure. The deity fabricator is a 5x5, a 3x3 that's 5 tall, okay? And you'll see that in the middle is a soul forge. You get 3 immutable stones in the corner and 5 malleable stones on the sides. So all stuff we've seen how to craft before, really not hard to make, so let's build it. The only other nuance that you guys need to be aware of is you'll notice that there's one corner or one little side really to the structure that doesn't have a plinth on it, and you see it's right here. This must face north in the world. That's important. Make sure it faces north. So here we've got the 8 blocks tall, and then we build out the plus pattern in the center, like so. Easy enough, right? So that's like levels 1 through 8 in this pattern structure that we've got here, okay? Now we need to find the north direction, so that is this way. So this is north. So next we just need some plinths. So let me go back to survival mode and get some plinths. Unless I've got some already, I do. Nice. All right, plinths will go on the corners in the 3 pattern here, like this. Okay, and then 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And north is the face that does not have the block. Okay, important things are important. Next, we need the device in the middle, right? Nice and easy. It's just one of those soul forges. So let's get a soul forge. Okay, with malleable and immutable stone. Easy peasy. Malleable and immutable. And obviously you would be making these legit, but you know how it goes. So malleable is on the sides, pillared up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same here. On all 4 sides. There we go. And then here we put our immutable 1, 2, 3. And when you place the last one, I'm pretty sure, since I've done this once, that it's going to automatically build the multi-block structure. Ta-da! Deity Fabricator. It exists! The other thing that you know that you've done right is if you go look at these plinths, all of a sudden there's a list of what items go on each plinth. So these 3 take a sacred item. These take a worship area, a color, and another worship area. Avatar power, blessing, temple, curse. These are how we define what abilities our deities will have. And again, it's really simple. All you got to do is come over here. So now we've gone through fabrication structure and fabrication device. Now we can talk about deity components. There's basically about 10 things that can construct a deity. First off are major powers. These are things that can totally affect the world. This is the part of the mod that's not completely implemented yet. Right now, there's just a small handful of deity powers, like Short Night and Short Day and Eternal War, which basically monsters spawn at night and day. Bumper harvests. Harvest yields will double, but no harvest will be possible during certain lunar cycles. So different effects, right? Short Day and Short Night basically makes equivalently the day and night shorter, right? They proceed at twice their normal speed. So those are the major powers of the deity, right? Deity minor powers are things like resistant, hard to damage. Indeed, may do its best to punish those souls who try. We'll be talking about and showing some of these in a bit. Increased lightning, induced violence, make normally peaceful creatures aggressive. Nature's bounty, food is more beneficial. Priests can will plants to grow. So there's a bunch of different minor powers that you can get. And then there's blessings and curses that can go into it. And we'll show you some of these, right? But just consider that there's a small handful of these at the moment, but I know even if plans to add a lot of them, right? Then there's effects on the deity shrine, avatar powers, avatar bodies, deity constraints, deity voices, deity colors. We'll go through all of them right now. We're going to create a deity. So let's talk first about sacred items. This is basically the unique identifier of your deity. So in order to build these, you want to pick like just a couple, blocks or items in the world. So it can be items or blocks. So just to demonstrate that it can also be items, let's do lapis lazuli. We'll put this, so one sacred item will be lapis, one will be redstone, and one will be stone. Once we create this deity, no other deities can be created in this dimension with the exact same structure. So this is kind of like the unique identifier. This is the lapis redstone stone deity, right? And if somebody else tries to make one that's lapis redstone stone, they'll be told, hey, no, you can't do that. Pick another set of items. And since there's 3 and there's like a billion items in Minecraft, you should be fine having many, many deities. So we're cool with that, right? Easy peasy. We'll see where that comes into play in just a little bit. Just remember, lapis, redstone, stone, that's the kind of unique identifier of the deity that we're going to make. Next, we need to define 2 traits for worship area and 1 trait for color. So worship area is pretty much defining what kind of structure you need to worship this deity in. For now, there's just a handful. It has to be in a stone building, it has to be in a forest, whether or not it can be at daytime or nighttime, in the desert, in the rain, a couple different attributes, right? So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to define it as it needs to be done in a stone building, and it has to be done at daytime. Simple and straightforward. And to do this, all we do is place the block in the structure here on the plinth. So we'll put a stone brick because we want it to be worshiping in a stone building, and because we want it at daytime, we put a block of gold. Cool. So brick, stone bricks in the worship area, and gold block in the worship area. Color, real easy. Can pretty much be any Minecraft color, including ink and bone meal and all that good stuff. So we'll make it cyan because that's a cool color in my opinion. Next up, avatar power. Boom. Let's take a look. You close, please. I'll just do it over here. That's what happens when you have 2 of these things open. Avatar powers, these are the types of powers that the avatar has. So the deity won't be an actual entity in the world until you can summon the avatar of that entity, which is an entity, or an avatar of the deity, which is an entity, like a creature that walks around and has different abilities. For this one, I'm going to try out the healer one, right? What this does is Heals nearby devout players. On death, will fully heal all devout players in the world. Will occasionally convert water bottles, and it's given by devout players to a beneficial potion. Other options are Warrior, which has some other cool stuff going on, and Farmer, which can do things like till the land and plant wheat for you. So again, these are going to be fleshed out more. The basics are there, but there's going to be more options going forward. Also note that with this one, it consumes more souls. So different attributes that you apply. So I don't remember if worship restrictions had soul costs. They don't. So see, no consume souls there, I guess. And same for at daytime. But other things do. So things like avatar powers. So we're going to go with Ghast here. Cool. Easy enough. Next up, we've got Blessing, Temple Power, and Curse. So let's check out Deity, Blessings, and Curses. I'm going to go with, and you guys can flip through and check out some of them. Feast, receive a cornucopia of food. Priests bestow a blessing of food. So that's cool. And Starve. This is basically the curse. If somebody bad comes to your temple, they will be cursed with hunger. And to do this, we're going to want a steak and a rotten flesh. Hey, I've already got steak. Cool. Let's grab a rotten flesh. The blessing will be food, and the curse will be starvation. And they don't have to be that. I mean, it could be cowardice if you want, right? Victim has a hard time confronting danger. War machine, receive a divine chariot to begin war. That's kind of cool too. Well, I'll show you the divine chariot because it's awesome. And then the other thing was the temple power. Let's check this out. So the temple power deity shrine effects, I'm pretty sure is temple power. I'm going to go with, there's a couple of them here. Fertility, causes nearby plants to grow faster. Intimidate, living creatures will be too fearful to approach. Travel, lets you teleport between temples of the same type. Let's give fertility a try. So I'll just do seeds. That seems easy enough. Again, we're defining all the traits of the deity that we're about to create. Voice, this is what deity voices sound like. So a couple different options here. I'm going to do choir, why not egg? And you guys can flip through and read the different options, but basically it's going to sound like stuff. Constraint, minor and major power. Let's take a look. So constraints are, what do you need to do to keep this deity happy? Do you just have to regularly worship them, which means you have to worship once a day? And by worship, it's you right click on a block. Like that's all there is to worshiping. It's very easy. So don't be afraid. Must kill. War must be brought to the enemy, right? No killing, right? Yeah, you can't kill stuff. So there's a couple different options that you can do here. I'm going to say regular worship is probably the easiest from what I've gathered. So constraint will be a book. Minor and major power time. Cool. So you can have multiple deities in the world, and their minor powers can be active in conjunction with each other. But the major powers, only the deity that is worshipped most will have their major power taking effect, right? So imagine you're playing on a server with like 20 people, right? And 6 of them have different deities running around, right? Whichever deity is most well worshipped is the one whose major power will be affecting the world. And that includes things like short night, short day, bumper harvests, that kind of stuff. So, let's give, I have my world set to like not move the time, right? So let's go bumper harvests. Why not? That sounds cool. So that is simply a pumpkin for the major power. And then the minor powers are, pretty cool, slightly less, right? So I'm going to do nature's bounty. Food is more beneficial. That sounds cool. So let's put an apple on there. Nice. And the last thing, avatar body. What does the body of the avatar look like? Avatar bodies, options are humanoid, tentacle, floating head, or angelic. I already saw humanoid. It looks like a human, so you guys should probably have a good idea of what that is. So I'm going to do a slime ball because I want to see what the tentacle avatar looks like. Cool. All right, so now we're almost ready to build the avatar. The only thing we haven't done yet is define the avatar's head. How do we do that? We place blocks inside the 7x7 structure of this thing. And every block we place will make up a representation of the entity's head that is the avatar. It's really cool. I am going to be super not creative. Let's do this. Ta-da! I'm not super creative. What do you want from me? This does not have to be a 2D structure. It's a 3D structure, right? So placing blocks back here all kind of makes sense, right? So you can make the head whatever you want. You can have trees. You can have any block that's basically not a tile entity, right? So same kind of rule of like things that pistons can move, right? So it can be all kinds of neat stuff, right? I mean, maybe I'll give him like a little mustache or something. I don't know. That might be funny. Yeah. And the front of the structure is the north face, right? So the front of their face is the north direction, right? So maybe this guy, I'm going to give a little bit of a mustache. All right, I'm having too much fun. Let's create a deity, shall we? Super simple to create a deity. All we have to do is get up top here. Also, the souls are going to need to be sucked into here, so make sure you're within about 16 blocks. If you're concerned, of course, go ahead and just throw down a piece of redstone followed by a soul relay, and that way, boom, that'll connect to there, and that should be able to zip up to there, right? So let's go back up top here. Obviously, I don't have any flight on at the moment. My bad. I probably should. But let's do deity summoning. Let's do it. You ready? Here goes nothing. Whoosh. Cool things are happening. Nice. Look at that. All kinds of particle effects and everything. There we go. Sweet. The deity is entering the world. That's really cool looking. Zernia has awakened. I'm pretty sure the name of the deity is randomized. Cool. So we use the souls from our soul well. We've created a deity in this dimension. So let's take a look at what deities currently exist in the world. And for that, we're going to want the pantheon. Pretty straightforward device. It's actually very easy to use. Place it in the world and give it a redstone signal. The pantheon will show you all deities that currently exist. Hey, there's my little smiley face guy. How's it going, smiley face guy? With the unique identifiers on the top. So stone, redstone, and lapis. Awesome. So he's cool. He's just chilling there. And we can see already that that's what our deity is. This will also tell you relationally how much worship each deity is getting. Remember, I said the deity that is worshipped the most will get their major power activated. So what you'll see is multiple deities listed here. One's more than one are existing in the world, and they will, be higher or lower representationally on the vertical plane than the others, and that will show you, hey, which one's probably the most liked or the most worshipped at the moment. So that's the pantheon. Let's talk about worshiping deities. So at this point, you basically have two options for moving forward in the world. You can either start worshiping this deity, or you can anger them and make them send their avatar down to you, right? So if you decide to worship the deity, you're going to want to build a shrine and lay out some plates and basically do some stuff to make the deity like you. We will cover that, I promise. Your other option is to anger them using the deity hammer. So avatars and noble souls. An avatar is the physical embodiment of your deity. So it's basically the creature that comes into the world as a result of your deity's happiness or anger, right? And angering them is a lot easier than making them happy. Trust me, you know how deities are. So to harm a deity, we need to create a machine that can do harm to a deity. And it's actually really simple. It's a machine called the deity hammer. So let's do this one first. We'll harm him, right? We'll make this deity angry at us. So to do that, we need the deity hammer. Seems easy enough. Deity hammer. Nice. Little recipe for you guys to check out. We will place this in the world, okay? And you'll see this nifty little device here, right? To that, we're going to want to place, first we'll want some predatory and malleable souls in this guy, the well, okay? We have plenty. And we're going to want to place around the deity hammer some offering plates. Okay, so let's get a stack of those, right? They're not hard to make. Offering plates are that. Cool. Nice and easy. We'll place that in the world. And it doesn't matter what size you place them on, as long as there's one on each side. And onto those offering plates go, what do you think it is? 3 items. I wonder what 3 items it might be. Oh, it's probably these 3 items. Yes. So we want to target the deity, and to target them, we use their uniquely identified items. So we're going to put lapis, redstone, and stone on. So it should be noted that when you activate this redstone signal, you're literally physically assaulting the deity. And that's going to make them pretty unhappy with you. So they're going to send your avatar to attack you. And when their avatar comes to attack you, you're going to have a bad time. It's basically a boss fight. So be prepared for a big old boss fight. Make sure you have some decent weapons and maybe even some cool spells that can help you out. Like repair. Well, maybe not repair. Let's do shield. And armor. Yeah, armor time. All right, cool. So I've got the shield ability. I've got armor. Whoa, do I have a... Can I do this one? Unexpected? No, I don't have 3 unhinged. Okay, then I'm cool. We're ready to go. You ready for this? Let's do it. I'm backing away. Souls are used, and... I'm afraid. Oh, there's that tentacled smiley face that I've been expecting to see. So notice that the, oh boy, I am, well, darkened. Okay, cool. Hello, how are you? So you'll notice that obviously the body was defined as tentacle, right? It could be humanoid, it could be other things. You've also got, wow, I'm really getting beat up a little bit here. Goodness. Hello. Let's make sure that we've got maybe some regen potions or something. Oh wow, I've got slowness, nice. But you get the gist, right? Boss fight. Lots of health, lots of hurt, lots of abilities. Different, you know, deities based on their attributes and stuff that you assign to them, and I guess the different body types, because I didn't have slowness as an effect on the last time I went through this in my other test world, so yeah. But I definitely like his giant smiley face. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to kill this thing, and we'll be right back. Whoa, something crazy's happening to that tentacle. Ouch. I'm going to hide behind my wrecking golem. Hello. Try and hide over here. The other thing that you want to have ready is... Oh boy, that hurts. A withering effect, huh? I don't like that at all. The other thing you want to have ready is a golem, whose soul you've already extracted. And he's going to basically be the soul that your dude goes into. So I'm kind of ready here. Hello, Avatar. I'm going to take you down. Oh boy. When in doubt, creative mode. So yeah, like I said, you want to be ready for this fight. Like, these fights are not easy. You're literally fighting the avatar of a deity. So just to make life easier on myself for this spotlight purpose, we're going to go the creative route. And watch what happens when I kill this avatar. He's almost down. Ta-da, he's only got 1 health left, and look, his soul went into the iron golem. So you need to have a golem nearby whose soul you've already extracted. And that serves as a vessel for the noble soul, the soul of the deity's avatar, to find his way into. And now he's living in the iron golem. And at this point, we have a new soul type to identify. Cool. So let's check it out. I'm going to go back to survival mode, and we'll make ourselves a pressure plate and set up the whole research system again. So now it's just a matter of pushing or leashing your iron golem into the pressure plate path, and nice. Cool. He's in there. So let's do our research as we would for any other soul type. Nice! I just discovered noble souls. And just like every other soul type, we place these guys here, and we will deactivate and reactivate this guy. And what we should have is the noble soul being extracted, and you'll see it's just this giant avatar thing. Cool. And he's going to do what he should do as a normal soul. He should just wander his way towards the nearest soul relay, and then directly into here. Nice! Cool. So as a result, we can now infuse ourselves with a noble soul. Let's give it a shot. Noble 1. Alright, as long as I didn't make any mistakes. Nice. I've got a noble soul. So now we have new spells unlocked, right? Cool stuff that we can do. One of the best is Cloud Walk. That's cool. Sneak when airborne to walk on clouds. That sounds cool. Other ones include, I mean, there's just a handful of noble ones. There's still a soul type we haven't discovered, Pacify. Throw a grenade that will pacify any creatures near where it explodes. That actually sounds really cool. I need to try that out. Like right now. Like that's what I'm about to do. Let's do a zombie. He's coming at me, he's coming at me! Come on. Ha! That's cool, look! He has like no interest in hurting me right now. That's really cool. Alright, I hadn't done that one before. Oh boy. So one of the other cool abilities you get is Wings. However, note that it requires 3 noble souls to maintain this spell, and as you can probably assume, you need to infuse 3 noble souls into your armor. So what does that mean? In total, you're going to need 6 noble souls if you want to have that flight ability. Just keep that in mind. Cool? Cool. Alright, so I just infused myself with 3 noble souls. I also infused my chest plate with 1 and leggings with 2, so that should be sufficient to get Wings. I'm just wondering if this will render something. Whoa, that is cool. Nice. For real, first time I'm doing this, so never seen that before. That is cool. Look at that. Awesome. I like it. So now that we've seen how to make a deity really upset with us, let's go ahead and check out how to make a deity really happy with us. And that is done by worshiping. Worshiping deities is easy. It requires two things: a dedicated shrine and a suitable surrounding for it. A shrine must be made with offering plates around it and stuff. So we're going to first make this shrine, right? And I'm going to build a house for it to live in. It has to be a type of stone because one of the attributes of the deity I made says they want stone. So let me build a nice little stone house. All right, guys, so I made a nice little stone house here. Hooray. And I've placed a shrine with 4 offering plates around it. Currently, there's a bug where this needs to be 1 level above the ground, or else the shrine won't form. So if you run into that issue, just 1 level up and you're fine, just like this is. But I think that's a bug and not an intended side effect. Place the 3 items that represent the deity you want to worship on offering plates. And just a little something just to let the deity know that, you're appeasing them. Maybe give them a gold ingot or something like that. And then right-click on the shrine. Ta-da! Shrine formed. Nice. And at this point, you can right-click the shrine. Cool. Now, once every 6 minutes or so, you're allowed to worship at the shrine. So let's go ahead and switch to creative mode, which removes that limit. Nice! I just worshipped at the shrine. I am now, after one following, or one worshipping, I am now a follower of Zernia. And she's like, hey, Direwolf, you're following me? That's nice. So we can check out details in here about how this all works, but you guys pretty much just got the gist of it, right? So that's how we can worship deities. Now, if you want to become a priest, basically you need to worship 5 times in order to become a priest. So we're going to go do that. Game mode 1. Nice. I've just worshipped a bunch at this shrine, and that's definitely given me enough. Ooh, look at that. We just had some growth occur nearby. Remember, one of the attributes we gave is that, I think it was the minor power or the shrine power. It's going to automatically grow things nearby. That's kind of cool. It's happening, as you can see. Now that I am a priest, because I've worshipped about 5 times or so, I think that makes me a priest, right? That makes me devout. So I'm a devout worshiper of this deity. If I want to become a priest, I need to make a rod, which is pretty easy. Sticks and soulbone splinters. This rod will give me, as a priest, some pretty cool attributes and abilities. So let's get ourselves the rod and just right-click on the shrine. Ta-da! Notice I've got this nifty rod with all these fancy things floating around on it. That's cool. Very cool, actually. I like it. So this rod is supposed to have the 3 items that make up your deity, but I think I just found a bug, so I reported to Emanif, but it should be stone there instead of pumpkin. So that's just a minor bug that Emanif will sort out. Hey, that's why we have test versions. So let's check out what we can do. So currently at the top, I've worshipped this deity 8 times. That's why it says Taffine and 8. I can do certain things, like I can invoke the power of Taffine, which I believe is the power that I assigned her, which is the ability to make plants grow around me. Whoa! Cool. Notice that that used 1 of my worshipping points, right? So that's cool. See? Cooldown, 120 seconds. It'll be ready in about 110 seconds. It uses 1 out of the now 7 worshipping points that I've got. Other things I can do: curse all non-devout nearby. Anybody who's not a devout follower of my deity is going to get cursed with hunger, remember? Yeah, hunger. Or we can bless all our nearby followers, which doesn't seem to cost any stuff. Neither does curse. Nice. Ta-da! Yeah, cool stuff, right? Yeah, definitely having fun with this mod, as you can see. I think that gives me food, so that's where I got the apple from. So it just has a cooldown. Cool. Very cool. And then we can summon the avatar. It requires 5 out of the 7 points. And this time the avatar is not going to hate me. Hello, avatar of Taffine. You do not, hate me or anything, right? We're friends now? Yeah. Yeah. Because I summoned the avatar as a priest, the avatar is not going to hate me and therefore won't attack me. And I'll just walk around doing cool stuff. Like one of the things I said I could do because of one of the powers I gave it was the ability to just hand it a bottle of water, and he'll turn it into some kind of random cool potion for me. Nice. That's cool. So different neat effects that you can do with the avatar. So that's pretty much making priests making deities like you, making you a priest, and all that other cool stuff. Nice. I think we have one more soul type to take a look at, don't we? We've covered everything here, right? Priesthood, rod, avatars and noble souls, the pantheon, the deity hammer. Let's talk about doomed souls. So doomed souls are now rather easy to handle. Let's get ourselves a lead. Remember that when we take the soul out of iron golems, they are unique in that they don't die, right? So come here, Mr. Iron Golem, you're with me. Hey, look at that, I noticed you're glowing white now. That's because this Iron Golem has at one time had a noble soul in it. This left its mark on the Iron Golem, and the Iron Golem is now capable of absorbing doomed souls. Dun dun dun. Where do you think we get doomed souls from? I'll give you a hint. It's the Wither. Yes, Withers, and apparently also the Ender Dragon, but I feel like Wither's really the one that you'd want to go with, is going to go ahead and take care of giving you a doomed soul. You just need to have the Iron Golem within about 32 blocks of wherever the Wither dies. The problem is the Wither's going to really look at that Iron Golem and say, hey, you're an enemy, right? I'm going to try and kill you, and that's not fun for anyone. I'm going to try and maybe cover up this Iron Golem a little bit so that maybe the Wither won't see him and won't try and attack him. I'm going to probably do a bad job, but whatever. Let's come back in a minute when I'm ready to fight a Wither in creative mode because I'm doing a Spotlight, not playing legitly. Yeah, look at that. Even inside that iron cage, the Wither just zipped right over to that guy. That's okay. Maybe he'll survive. We'll see. I will try and anger him and keep him somewhat away from thing. Being in creative mode should make this fight a lot faster and easier. Nice. He's glowing a slightly different color now, which makes me think that he has a doomed soul in him. So I'm just going to lead this guy right over to here. Nice. And it's time to do research. So I just did the discovery and got myself the Doomed Soul, which is the 8th soul type, the final one. Nice. You can see it's a little Wither representation there. And as expected, he's going to float his way over to my Well of Souls. Nice. First, he's going to stop at that little soul relay because that was the nearest one. And then we've got Doomed Soul, 1 of 1. Let's infuse. So, new spells. Definitely new spells. The ability to charge. Release a burst of built-up energy when attacked. Neat. There's a couple other ones here. Shatter clones. Destroy clones near impact and cause AoE damage to nearby targets. Definitely sounds neat. Mirror image is the ones that create clones, by the way. There's momentum. Smash through blocks when sprinting. A couple other cool things that you'll definitely want to check out. One more thing to show you guys. So one other nifty block to show you, the Soul Wrench. This thing is going to need, I think, some predatory souls, and it needs to have one doomed in here to do this work that we're about to do. So make sure you've got one of those nearby. You're also going to need some soul relays, which we've seen a lot of. There's tons of them all over this world right now, so you should know what a soul relay is. Let's activate them with a redstone signal. You're going to want a pillar of 1, 2 on the 4 corners here like so. And the Soul Wrench is awesome. It's kind of the end game way of getting souls. Just activate it with a redstone signal and it's ready to go. What's it going to do? It automatically wrenches the soul out of any nearby living creatures, giving you that creature's type of soul. So let's put a pigman down. Sucking it in. Go, pigman, go. Pretty sure I did this right. Nice. Look, hey, look. We've got a soul. How's it going, pigman? Yeah, cool. So that pigman will make his way to the Well of Souls, and that pigman will die. So the same thing that was going on over here, but just basically, hey, you've reached the end game. You have a doomed soul. It requires a doomed soul to do the work, but it doesn't use it up, like many of the mechanics that we've seen thus far. So, hey, we're going to make it a little bit easier for you to get some more souls going forward. Downside is it doesn't work for noble or doomed souls, and to be honest with you, 50-50 on whether it works on immutable. You guys figure that out. But I think that's pretty much all there is currently in Intangible. So obviously I didn't cover all the different deity effects. I mentioned a few of them. There's a few that I didn't talk about, and there's a lot more coming. Like, I think he has like way more planned for what's currently in. But like the deity system is in and functional, there's just more effects coming. So stay tuned for that. Keep an eye on Intangible. Very cool mod. Took me 4 episodes to cover everything in it. There's probably a few things I missed. To be honest with you, I didn't show you all the spells. I didn't show you, but that's what I usually do in Spotlights, right? I show you guys a splattering and like you want to figure out what every single one of these spells does, especially if you want to figure out what the combination of Overclock and Unexpected does with some of these spells. Go download the mod yourselves and play with it. It's a lot of fun. You will enjoy it, I guarantee that, because I've really enjoyed spotlighting it. For now, direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed watching all 4 parts of the Intangible Spotlight. This is me saying, take it easy.